Hi, I'm Roamy. Today I'm going to show you how to use a tie-on carrier to carry your child on your back while you're pregnant. Now, this is an adaptation of a standard carrying method, so it is worth being fairly familiar with back carrying and with using a tie-on carrier before you do this. But obviously, if you haven't done this before, just make sure you do this over a soft surface or have somebody watching you while you practice it. Now, depending on how pregnant you are, you're either going to tie this carrier around underneath your bump or above your bump. It's entirely up to you. Here I've got a tie-on carrier. It doesn't matter which brand it is, they should all work in the same way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it around behind, and I'm not pregnant, but I'm going to put it as if it was above the bump. So I'm going to tie it up higher with a double knot up here. Now we're just using this to get baby in. Once they're in, we're going to remove this completely. So tie that up nice and snug, a little bit tighter around here. Okay, now check that this is even left to right. You can adjust it around. You want to make sure you've got the same amount of fabric either side. So when you bring it up over your child, it's sitting evenly over them. Okay, so I've got this around above bump here. I'm now going to pick up my child, which is over here. Okay, so there's various different ways of getting your little one onto your back. If you've already been back carrying, obviously get them on your back in the usual method, but this is the way that I find easiest. So you're going to hold them on your side with the opposite arm, and then with the arm that's on the same side as your child, bring it straight over in a front crawl movement like this. You're then going to bring this arm here around and just bounce them around up onto your back so they're sitting nice and evenly on the centre of your back. Okay, you're going to hold them with one hand and then slide the fabric up over their bottom and back so you're holding them with the material like this. Okay, keep one hand on your baby, then take one of the straps and bring it out and up and over your shoulder. And then what you're going to do is pin this between your knees. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the other side. So I'm going to hold my child on the outside of the carrier and bring the strap out and up over your shoulder. Okay, and pin it between your knees. Now you can take hold of these and you can stand up, so keep yourself nice and snug. Now just check you're happy that the carrier is going nice and high over your child. You want it to be at least to their armpits, but no higher than the nape of their neck. So just have a check either with the mirror or by looking over your shoulder, and obviously keep hold of these nice and snug. Okay, just have a little check as well to make sure that their legs are fairly even either side. We can adjust it later, but just to check they're not completely lopsided. Right, keep these held nice and snug. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little bounce just to tighten it a little bit more. I'm going to pass these under my armpits and around and meet in the middle. Cross them over baby's bottom and then bring them around and under their legs. So I've gone straight over, cross them over their bottom and around under their legs. Now ordinarily you'd then tie this around here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin this one between my knees to hold it nice and snug, and then take the other, put my hand through the strap and pass the fabric through. So the fabric's going from the inside to the outside, like that. Okay, I'm then going to pin this one between my knees and do the same with the other. So put my hand through, bring the fabric through, like that. Okay, I'm then going to take hold of both of them and just do a double knot just higher up on my chest like that. So you can do a double knot or you can do a bow, whichever you prefer. Okay, right, so we're now going to get rid of this one here. So what you're going to do is you're going to lean forward a little bit and just undo this knot. This is the knot that's above your bump, and then you're going to do exactly the same with these as you've just done with the shoulder straps. So you're going to pass this, I'm going to actually do it with one hand, hold them both with one hand like that, pass your hand through, bring the strap up and around, and then do the same with this one. So pass the straps through and up and around, and then again you can do a double knot here. Now there are also various other fancy ways that you can twist these so you haven't got the knot across your chest. They're called different finishes, and you can look them up on various different wrap videos, so different ways to tie across here. I'm not going to run through them all now, I just wanted to make sure that we've got baby nice and safe and secure, and this is kind of a nice easy way. But if you don't want this hanging down here, then have a look at wrap finishes and it will show you different ways to tie the fabric across your chest. Okay, so now we've got baby here, we're pretty much done. If you do need to adjust where they are here, just give a little bounce and you can bring them one way or the other. check that their hands are either out through the sides or they can bring them over the top. Make sure the fabric is at least to their armpits and no higher than the nape of their neck. And you want to make sure they're held nice and snug, which you've been doing all along, obviously, since you brought the straps over. But as you can see, there's absolutely nothing here over the bump area. So it's a really, really nice way to carry on carrying your toddler when you are pregnant, because there's absolutely no pressure on baby bump. And some people, even when not pregnant, still find it a nice way to carry because they don't like having anything around their middle. So that's basically how to do this. To get them down, we're just going to literally reverse what we've done. So find the one that is your waist strap. Now they may be different colours. This one's actually got more padding on it, so I can tell it's got thinner straps, but depending on your carrier, it may be different or it may be the same. But find the one that's the waist, and all you're going to do is undo this. You can lean forward if you want, just to let gravity help keep baby there. And bring this back through and around to your middle. Like that, holding on to each one as you want to do it. Okay, and then again, I'm just going to do this across loosely just above the bump or underneath if you prefer, but just somewhere just to hold it secure while you're getting baby down. Then we're going to undo this one. These are the shoulder straps, and bring them through. Okay, so that's coming down to there. And you can pin that between your knees if you want, just to hold it secure. And then you can bring that one through. Okay, now take hold of each of these and you can bring them round behind, cross them back over, again keeping them nice and snug. Now, to get baby down, you can either lower them down to the floor and bring them down there, or you can bring these back over your shoulders. So what I'm going to do is put one hand on baby, and I'm going to bring this over one shoulder and bring this over the other, and then you can slide them back round onto your hip just like you've done before. Or obviously if they're toddling, they can walk around, you can lower them down to the floor, whichever way feels right for you. I hope that was helpful.